It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Lord's Brewing Company and it's a can of their Malamute. It's a session IPA coming in at 4.5% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. Love the branding, love the design. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. We have a 2-finger, I'm going to say slightly off-white head. Slightly off-white head. Slow moving carbonation. Golden amber coloured beer. It looks really, really nice. There's a little bit of haze going on. Little bit of haze, which we like here on the channel. Just, you know, a session IPA with a bit of haze. Looking very good, slow moving carbonation. Let's get the aroma. Oh, it smells really good. Without looking at the ingredients, I'm going to say it's a mixture of American hops and I say British. It's got the spiciness, the slightly earthiness of a British hop, and then it's got the marmalade, tangerine flavours of an American hop. And if I'm going to guess, it's like a bit of grapefruit in it as well. If I'm going to guess on the hops, it's going to be Cascade. And maybe Styrian Goldings or something along like them lines. It smells lovely. A little bit of sweet malt in there as well. Smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, lovely. Really, really lovely. Ultimately, it says exactly what it kind of... It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a session beer. Really, really refreshing, really drinkable. A kick of carbonation as you put the beer into the kind of the back part of your mouth. I like to do that because there's a lot of taste buds in there. You got taste buds on the back of your throat, the top of your mouth, bottom of your tongue, top of your tongue, insides of the cheeks. There's taste buds as far as, you know, just down by your Adam's apple. And I like to kind of just swash the beer around my mouth just to be able to get the full effects of this beer. I like the spiciness. I like the pepperiness of this beer. It's a beautiful beer. There's lots going on. There's lots going on for that 4.5% ABV strength for the beer. Lots of flavour. Nice, clean, crisp malts as well. It's like cracker bread, light flavours of cracker breads and a little bit of biscuitiness coming through. But then on the back end, it's all to do with that. There's quite a lot of bitter in hops in this beer. There's quite a lot of bitterness coming through. That old school kind of technique of putting lots of hops in the boil to, you know, just to really kind of bring up that hoppy bitter flavour. But not just, as I mentioned earlier, not just hoppy and bitter, but there's a nice kind of marmalade flavour coming through. Nice earthiness coming through as well. Spiciness, pepperiness. orange peel and grapefruit flavours. Lovely. What a lovely beer. Let's... So I was wrong with the American hop. I went with Cascade. It's actually Bobek. But I was right with the... Well, it's a Slovenian hop. It's Styrian Golden. But the Styrian's been grown in the UK for such a long time that it probably is British Styrian Golden. So what the Lord's Brewing Company say about this beer then? A simple pale malt bill gives a soft malt foundation but lets the hops do most of the talking. Magnum hops give a gentle bitterness, while kettle additions and dry hopping with Bobek and Styrian Wolf hops offer an intense aroma of sweet tropical fruits and complex aromas of mango and elderflower. Yeah, good stuff. They're based in Huddersfield, West Yorkshire. A session IPA that's hazy and unfined. They're based at Heath House Mill, Golcar on Bolster Moor. The pictures that come out of the brewery. I know the owner, John. This is an independent beer review. I've waited till 6 minutes 30 seconds before I'm mentioning that I'm a really good friend of the owner, John at Lord's. This is 100% independent. If this beer was terrible, I would tell you it was terrible, and John wouldn't mind. This beer is very, very good. Very, very good. But the pictures that come out of the brewery is like, whoa, there's like fields and rolling hills, and what a beautiful spot to have a brewery. So the ingredients then are water, malted barley, malted wheat, yeast, Bobek and Styrian hops, and serving it in your favourite glass. Brilliant. LordsBrewingCompany.com. That's about it. I love the branding. They've shifted towards this 440 milliliter can of late. Have Lord's Brewing Company. So if you're a fan of the brewery, expect to see more of the beers heading into that kind of 440 ml category. I'm ready to rate this. I'm ready to rate this beer. Looks good. Smells good. Tastes good. If I was to compare it to another beer, it's got the characteristics of a good British pale ale with quite a lot of bitterness. It's right up there with the bitterness, and I like that. It's a bit old school for me, and I like that. I've always liked bitterness in my beer. There has been a trend these days for these kind of New England IPA style beers where all of the flavours in the middle, where they basically don't do any boiling of the hops at all. But I remember a time when there was lots and lots of bitter beers, and everyone seemed to love it, and then everyone then seemed to love these kind of really juicy, fruity beers. This has got a bit of both. This is really juicy and fruity in a marmalade kind of way, and then it's got a beautiful amount of spice and pepperiness on the back end. So rating for Lord's Brewing Company's Malamute. Probably the biggest brewery to come on my radar in 2020, and that's just down to a friendship. Didn't know anything about it. 2019, I had no idea who Lord's Brewing Company were. But 2020 has been, well, a very challenging year for everybody, and I've picked up a lot of good friends along the way. I like this beer as an independent beer reviewer, regardless if the brewer's my friend or not. I like this beer enough to give it an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!